There are always snakes in the mountains, but this place is loaded with Vipers today. Spring Mountain Motorsports Ranch. It is a Viper Days event, Viper Racing League here, certainly the Dodge Viper Cup, driving school, they've got it all, but we've got a replay, Tom. This was spectacular from Carl Black's on board.
Michael Von Quillick just drops his two right side wheels off initially there, and Carl Black takes it right in the face. You saw the low-mounted camera, and you see what he sees now, which is not very much. I dare say it's over for Carl Black.
Yeah, he drove through a debris field, and it was some boulders. It was amazing stuff. Meanwhile, we've been watching these wonderful Viper ACR-X cars racing all season long. Spectacular action. They are an amazing piece of kit, and we asked the president and CEO of the Dodge brand, Ralph Gilles, to give us a tour.
Hello, my name is Ralph Gilles. I'm CEO of the Dodge brand, and this is a Dodge Viper. There are very few car people around the world that don't know what the Viper's all about. And the car is very special. It's been around for almost 20 years, but this one's different. And this is what makes a Viper ACR-X different. Everything. In the engine, we've fortified the engine with forged pistons, headers, taken away the air conditioning condenser. We have a thicker rotor for a little more heat dissipation. On the interior vehicle, we take out all unnecessary insulation and carpet. We have a very high-tech racing seat and a computer-designed safety cell race cage with fire suppression. The back of the car, we have a differential cooler, a built-in fuel cell, and the world's biggest wing, which also comes standard on the base ACR. So altogether, you have probably the best turnkey sports car and racing series in the world.
Well, we've seen evidence of that all season long, Tom, and we're seeing it today. There you have a great look. Ryan Shims perhaps going for a championship today, but he has got Tanner Faust in that red Viper as we hop on board with Shims looking back. There's Faust. You see Ben Keating not that far back at this stage, and these guys are seriously going after it. Now, do keep in mind, we have a chunk of this track currently under a caution because of all that debris in the parked car of Von Quillick. Other than that, this is what we're seeing.
It's great racing where it's not yellow. And this track has a high-tech system so that they don't use flaggers at all, Greg. They use these standards, which are solar-powered and all controlled from a central part of the racetrack. It might be a little much for these guys to get used to racing.
Oh, look at Faust taking a look, and speaking of one of those areas, you see all that junk come up. We're now in an area of the track that is under caution here, and it is because of all that debris that Von Quillick threw up, and Keating makes a pass. I don't know that he necessarily saw that yellow flashing on those standards, as you said. He's just driving around the outside of everybody.
Well, Ben Keating saw an opening and he went for it. He might be a little bewildered now. Why was that quite so easy? But, you know, Ben Keating's a professional driver. He's used to seeing flaggers. He may not have seen that yellow indicated by those flashing boards.
Well, I think that's indicated by Verges in the background. Also took a bit of a look as well. So obviously a little bit confusing right now. And they're used to, as you said, flaggers standing out there that can wave it, get in their face a little bit. And we're in a green section, and right there, Shims said, that's it, I'm coming back around you. You shouldn't be there anyway, but if I got to race you, I will. And Keating defends at this point, but I don't think he's going to last long up front, and I think it's going to be an official's decision.
Yeah, absolutely. But for all Ben Keating knows right now, he's doing what he has to do, which is win this race. The only way he can mathematically win this championship is to lead, and Ben Keating has taken the opportunity to do that. Let's see what the officials say.
Well, that might very well have clouded him. He just saw the opportunity and didn't see those flashing yellows and went for it. So Ryan Shims, you can see now, they are scoring already. Timing and scoring is showing Shims in the first spot. So they understand what's going on. And Keating thinks he's going to be able to open this one up, drive away, and maybe keep that championship alive. And I think Shims might understand at this point, no, I've got this one, at least in terms of Keating.
It doesn't take long for the drum beats to go all the way down pit lane to all the crew chiefs. They know what's going on now. Maybe Ben Keating doesn't have a radio in the car, or maybe he's saying, wait a minute, you know, I'm in the front. I'm certainly not going to give this up. As they end that straightaway and go around to click another lap, we'll have to see what happens on the front straight.
Yep, now through that twisty little bit of an S section that leads them and blends them back onto the front straight, you can see Shims has closed it right back up again. He's taking advantage of any opportunity. There's the black flag. There it is for Keating. You saw the graphic come up showing him in the 10th spot. So the officials have made the call. We'll be back to round 9. Into the final couple laps of this 9th round of the Dodge Viper Cup here at Spring Mountain Motorsports Ranch. And in terms of who's leading, well, things are getting curiouser and curiouser. Right now, we've got Ben Keating physically leading on the track. There he is at this stage, but he's being scored in 10th, and he's got the race leader and potential champion right behind him.
It's a question of 2 sections of the track being held under yellow. And some have interpreted it as a full course yellow, and some have interpreted it as local yellows. Either way, Ben Keating has gotten the black flag there. He passed in one of those yellow zones. But mathematically, he must win this race if he's ever going to have a chance to win the championship, and you take it from there. I think he's making a smart move.
Well, he's doing what he has to do. If he drives it home, brings it home, and we are now on our final lap, by the way. If he brings it home, wins it, and then manages to win an appeal on it, well, then he keeps the championship alive. If he doesn't and he ends up 2nd, 3rd, 10th, wherever, doesn't matter. He's 2nd in the championship because Shims will clinch. And so I think that's exactly what Ben's doing. But you can see Shims has his own business to be dealing with right now, and it is the rock star Viper of this guy, Tanner Faust, who, and now we're into that yellow zone. You see all the junk on the track?
Speaking of rocks.
Yeah, exactly. And that is why that section of track remains yellow, and that's why we've had some of these issues. But the simple fact of the matter is, what does Tanner do? You know, do you run down this champion and battle him and risk knocking him out of the championship, or do you just say, nah, I'm just going to learn from him here and race him tomorrow?
And get a lot of TV time for my sponsor.
Yeah.
I mean, he sticks his nose under there almost every opportunity that he gets. I don't think Tanner Faust wants any part of this. It's been good for him to follow Ryan Shims. It's going to look great for this driver.
Absolutely.
Round number 10 is Tanner Faust has an opportunity to say, you know, the championship's settled. Now let's go out there and see if we can race. And I just heard a rumor that Ralph Gilles will be back for round number 10. What a way to battle these two at the front of, or at any part of a Dodge Viper Cup race.
Well, we know the pace Ralph has, and he's got to deal with these guys, but I'll tell you what, Tanner is certainly keeping Shims honest here as they work through this twisty section of track. Once again, this is the final lap, and this is what it's all about. If Shims finishes here and does get the win by virtue of what we're seeing, he will be champion. So this is a huge moment. Tanner Faust doing everything he can to try and hound him and stay close, be a part of the show as they're working now toward that key. Turn 16 leads him onto that elongated backstretch. You got to get out of here well and make this run down this long stretch of track.
From our Racekeeper camera, you can see that big pink ribbon on Tanner Faust's nose there. Boy, have the Dodge boys ever put together a good program for this. You know, if they have an opportunity to have an auction, you could win VIP tickets to a NASCAR race. You could be with Tanner Faust at Long Beach when they're drifting there, and a whole other package. So a lot of people getting behind this pink ribbon this weekend.
Absolutely, as they should. An incredibly worthy cause. And onto the front straight. Last time, here comes Ben Keating again, and you can see the flagman's got the checker, but he keeps it behind him. He waves him off. So he is doing exactly what scoring is saying. Here comes your winner and champion-elect, assuming it all holds. And there is Shims with Faust, a very, very impressive second in his first run in these machines. And I'll tell you what, that is one happy guy. Here are the official results. Shims, Faust, and Verges, your podium. Stout, one of his best finishes of the year. Courtney back in the top 5. And you see the rest of them. Solberger having an issue, then Von Quillig and Black caught up in that maelstrom of rocks and boulders. Now here are the points. Shims should clinch with this, but look at that tie for 5th between Von Quillig and Connie Bogan. And with that, folks, let's get down to Tom, who is with our champion-elect. Tom?
Well, Ryan Shims, we've seen you win from the pole. We've seen you win from a little ways back. But that's an interesting way to run a race, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, it was great to get the pole position today, and Tanner and I had a great race. He was really close in some sections. I was able to gap him in other places. We had a really excellent race, excellent clean race. And, you know, I guess some other cars had some problems on the track, resulting in a full course caution. I guess one of the racers ended up passing under yellow, both Tanner and I, and I guess that gave me the victory and Tanner second place. So great result for the team, clinched the championship. Couldn't have asked for anything else.
Let's talk about that championship. You know, you came into this at Virginia International Raceway with your eyes set firmly on that championship, and you and your team have really never let that goal slip away.
Yeah, I kind of came into the series with something to prove to myself. I took a couple years off from racing and got the opportunity to drive this wonderful car. I got to thank Dodge for putting together this program, giving me that opportunity. You know, you can't ask for a better program than this. It's a car that's affordable for everybody to come and race. They put up a ton of money, ton of sponsorship for the series. You go to great places. They have great personnel. And this is a great starter series for just about anybody to get into.
All right, Tanner. First ever Dodge Viper Cup race. What a debut.
Yeah, that was, wow, there was a lot going on there. It was like Mad Max for a little while. I mean, smoke in the, on the horizon and cars off everywhere. But, I mean, what a kick. Ryan's a really fast guy, and it was great. He out-qualified me, so it was great to follow him around, learn a little bit about the track, learn a little bit about the cars. I mean, the ACR-X is really pretty amazing for a kit that you can just buy. So it's too bad it finished under yellow. I was looking for a couple laps there. I'd saved the car. I was trying to be smart, but there's always tomorrow.
This should be an indication of just how hard Keith Verge has had to race, not only all year, but all weekend long. You kind of came to third place in this race number 9, through the back door after some stuff happened in front of you, but hey, third is a third.
Hey, all I can say is I have to first thank Gorondona Associates. They put me in this car. Brad Gorondona is great, as well as Apex Driving Academy. But that race was crazy, and I got lucky. But hey, luck counts. I've had some bad luck too this season.
We're closing in on the championship, and you're getting awfully close to being able to lock up third place. How much is that on your mind?
It's on my mind a fair bit. I want to drive pretty conservatively, pretty smart, so I have a good car underneath me at the end and don't squander any points.
Well, a key 4th podium on the season certainly helps out, but there is Ryan Shims. 10 rounds in this championship. We haven't even run the last one yet, and he's already won half of them. That's an impressive season, and he certainly deserves to be champion. But we do have one yet to go. That'll be coming up right here. Join us then. Take care, everybody.